I was free to do that.
Right now, it's not about talent. It's about heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest. Now, they've been here before. They're not going to give it to us. We got to go out there and we got to take it. Right? Take it! Take it! I want you to go out there and take it. Take it. 1, 2, 3, take it!
Sorry if that was loud as hell for the people at home. I forgot how high my speakers were turned up. Sports Savage, it's sunny LA today. I'm Garrett Savage. You can follow me, Garrett W. Savage, on basically every social media. I'm joined by the best in the business, the hub of the NBA planet in Orlando, Florida. Smooth talking, Sammy Dawkins. Sammy, what up?
Yo, Savage Life, Sports World, what's happening?
SEC football came back. It's not college football until the SEC plays. I have to eat my crow. I thought Florida was going to suck. They look great. And I was telling my dad, I was like, if Florida State had to play Florida this year, it would have been worse than the Miami game last night. Let me tell you what happened about this Miami game, Sammy. Now, I had other stuff going on because I knew we were going to get our ass kicked. And here's the tape on FSU for every single game. We have an amazing first drive. And then after that, it's just like we're shaking a magic 8 ball trying to find what works, what doesn't work. I quit watching after he's trying to evade all these tackles and he throws an interception. 52-10, the biggest point difference in that series in Miami. Sammy, I saw it coming, so it didn't sting as bad. But what do you have to tell me? How can you console me in this time of need?
I don't know if I have any words to console you. Just more so, I don't know if your coach wasn't there because of COVID or like he saw that shit coming. It was kind of convenient how he wasn't there to take that ass with like the man. I hear about is Florida State recruiting classes. They have talent out there, so these talented guys aren't being motivated for some reason, and that's not good if you got a new regime in there trying to stamp their cultures. So I don't know any encouraging things I can say to a Florida State fan other than you don't have Miami coming up or Florida next game, so maybe you can, I don't know, somehow bounce back and turn this into some kind of a season. But yeah, more shifting towards the Miami side. It's nice to have a quarterback, and good for them.
Antonio Cromartie, FSU great, also went to the same high school as him. No big deal. He had a great tweet. Tonight was pure garbage for FSU football. Where are the leaders of the team that were calling out coaches? Where are the guys that's on the watch list for awards? You guys must be sitting at this year. Did they opt out? Don't want to hear nothing from y'all. That's not FSU football. It's got a point.
I mean, it says it all right there.
Sam, you got a team on your shirt. How'd they do?
I mean, they do what they do. They just kick people, in their conference's ass by like more than 2 touchdowns every week. So, Eastern Carolina, whatever. I'm not even gonna comment on that. Best top 10 quarterback in the world, college quarterback in America, Tyler Gabriel. Check him out.
No way.
What do you mean no way? Look at his numbers.
Look at his numbers. It's that.
And he's a Tua junior because he's straight out of Hawaii.
Oh, really?
UCF, so nobody cares about him.
I felt so bad.
Exactly, yeah.
What about Milton?
Really?
Mackenzie Milton, is he just going to be like a coach from now on? Like, I don't see him pulling an Alex Smith. Like,
he's literally going to do that, though. I think he may play before Alex Smith. All the reports are saying that he's going to give it a try. I don't know if UCF really wants to put him back on the field. But it's so damning because he was really good before he got hurt. So you do kind of want to see if that's still there. And if you're him, if you're Milton, that is, you want to know if it's still there because you were kind of the beginning of this whole UCF hype train. And now you see guys like Gabriel come through and kind of take the torch before you're ready to pass it off. So I don't know. It's a sketchy situation. If I had to take money, I see him at least playing another snap in UCF or in the UCF jersey because I don't know what his next level really projections look like. So if he's going to play football again, it's going to be for UCF, and I think they try him out there just for his benefit, which I don't know if that's the best thing.
Yeah, Florida State's the worst team in Florida. I mean, you can't tell me otherwise. You cannot. You can't tell me otherwise, Sammy. We've proved nothing that we're anywhere up there. But we are starting, and same old story every year when you lose the recruiting. The recruiting has been good for Florida State. We're actually recruiting offensive linemen that aren't 2 stars. So that's a start. You gotta look at the positives. Oklahoma lost. We were just talking about Bills Rams just now. Speaking of comebacks, but they blew it. Spencer Rattler, who's if you're gonna have a quarterback in Oklahoma, his name's gonna be Spencer Rattler. But he's a freshman and he played like one, and Kansas State won. So that's the Big 12 for you, Sammy. No defense. Defense needed.
Lincoln Riley really looking like that NFL head coach. Everybody's trying to
no
make
shirt, no shoes, no defense. That should be their slogan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That loss to Kansas State, it should do something to Oklahoma, but nobody really saw them as a championship contender anyway. So with this whole COVID playoff coming up, they weren't a factor anyway. But yeah, that's still not the best. The
role Lincoln Riley was on with those quarterbacks in those games that they play. I mean, you can't sustain that. That's very difficult, especially because he didn't get a transfer guy. I'm sure he hoped King would go to Oklahoma instead of Miami. Maybe the train could have continued to roll, but he didn't get his rent-a-cop, so he's got to stick with what he's got. So maybe that's an indictment on him that he's not a good quarterback recruiter, but he is a good quarterback stealer.
Wow. I mean, you kind of got to recruit somebody to steal them. So Lincoln Riley was supposed to coach the Cowboys. What happened to that? He can't even.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know what else stood out to you in college football. I mean, SEC football was great. It's way better than the ACC. Like if you just look at it, huge upsets. LSU lost.
Mississippi
against Hail State,
690, 700 yards.
And then Ole Miss. They had like 9 people play quarterback. Like it was it didn't really work, but it was like interesting to watch. SEC's great football, and it's really now I feel like college football is back. Like before those first 2 weeks, it was like weird. And
wow.
It was like
So college football doesn't exist without the SEC. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what to tell you, Sammy. What teams are always in the playoff? What team is always in the national championship?
It means more in the South.
More in the South, Sammy, and it's obvious because those teams are so good. Like, you just look at them and it's like, yeah, they're pretty good. Well, am I wrong?
Well, who's going to represent the college playoff in the Pac-12?
Nobody.
They deserve a chance?
Nobody.
Oh, man.
Who? I don't know.
I don't know anybody else. I'm saying, don't they deserve a shot? They're a Big 5 conference.
They shouldn't be a Big 5 conference until somebody gets better. I mean, you got what's-his-face at UCLA, Chip Kelly. Never should have left Oregon. He could have stayed there forever and been, whatever.
Yeah, but
he got,
for that NFL money,
NFL cash, came calling. USC has a guy who's he could be bagging groceries. I don't know who the coach is. I don't know what his name is. Stanford isn't good unless they have a white running back. And Washington's always decent, but it's like whenever they face a big team, they just get punked around because they just don't have the size. So
yeah, it's pretty much it.
Basketball, I guess.
Yeah,
baseball.
I guess sometimes. Well, recently basketball. What about? Do you see Texas Tech?
Oh, I saw parts of it, and I know Texas came back to win that game, which is fantastic. I saw as soon as I turned it on, it was like an interception and the game ended. And I was like, oh. I guess Texas wins. But apparently it was a good game. Did you watch it?
I mean, yeah, it was a good game if you like offense. They believe defensive-wise don't matter in that side of Texas. That was a lot of points. They went over 100. Yeah, if you like literal shootouts with the football, 11-on-11, then yeah, that was the game for you. Texas Tech has a young receiver who's probably going to definitely make plays on Sunday. They say he's like 6'6". I don't know what his 40 times going to be, but he definitely was making monster-like catches on those Texas defenders who weren't interested in tackling him.
College football, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Sammy. I'm jonesing for it. I need it, and it's been great since it's in back. Even though Florida State sucks, we do this to ourselves every year.
Yeah, it's tough.
We'll be all right. We'll be okay. This is 2020, baby. If it's gonna happen in a year, it needs to happen in 2020 because then we're all gonna flush 2020 down the toilet. I believe I called it when I said the Lakers were gonna win, gentleman's sweep. I don't know. I couldn't pull up the tape. I didn't remember where, or even if I did say it. Wash King. Everybody was dogging them. Everyone's like, "Oh, the Lakers are gonna make past Portland. They're too good." Blah 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 blah. Skip that. They smack everybody around. They can't be stopped. Lake show. And now everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be the easiest championship the Lakers ever won. They didn't have to go through anybody." Pick a side. You're hating on the Lake Show, and I gotta get a Lake. You know how hard it is to find a Lake Show T-shirt, Sammy? In LA, it's hard.
Come on, man. Yeah, I mean everybody's on the bandwagon at this point. Yeah, the king was washed. The bubble. It doesn't really count, or it's easier. It's an AAU tournament. I don't really know what you want to say. If it was so easy, why didn't the Clippers do it? But yeah, LeBron, with the pressure that he had on his shoulders, did what he does and, rise to the occasion as far as getting out of the West with, winning against Houston, Portland, and not allowing Denver to come back 3-1 against you like they did against the other two teams. So they were definitely one of the favorites when the season started. So, they kind of had similar pressure as the Clippers. They also, kind of all got together this season, if you include the AD trade and other players they acquired. But yeah, LeBron going to his 10th finals is legendary. I don't think too many people are going to go to 10 finals. Not 10 straight, but 10 in general. And we'll see who meets him there, or if Miami can take care of their business tonight.
Lake
But he was washed, though. He's washed going to the finals, though.
Let me ask you this, Sammy. If you're Denver, do you try to make a play for another guy? Like, I don't really see them needing to change a lot of stuff. They're just young. Like, they just need to mature. Like, so are we just going to leave it how it is in the oven? Or are we going to take it out, blow on it, add something else? What do you do if you're Denver?
I mean, if you're at Denver, you don't make too many tweaks. Maybe you take out a Paul Millsap and insert a younger or maybe a better shooting type of Paul Millsap role player. Obviously, Michael Porter's minutes are going to increase with the performance he had in the bubble. So you already got some young talent there. Jamal Murray is pretty much entering the prime of his career. You got your two stars pretty much in their prime, and now you got that Michael Porter third offense. So he got to decide if he wants to play defense with his length or just take shots and hopefully make them. I forgot that they didn't have one of their pieces in Barton. So you look that towards a positive. He's not maybe a name that a casual NBA fan may follow, but he's definitely a piece that they use the right way. So I don't think they make too many changes. Mike Malone definitely secured his job. I feel like he has a nice little situation with those guys in that locker room. So, yeah, I don't really see too many guys that they can really move around or trade, maybe acquire through, like, free agency or maybe not bring certain guys back. I don't know the length of certain people's contracts. But if I was Denver, yeah, I don't do too much to a team that was just in the conference final.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. My Heat are blowing it. Celtics are starting to crawl back. I got to be honest, with all the football, I haven't been watching most of the games on this series. So, Sammy, what's going on? Why can't my Heat close them out?
I mean, pretty much I think Boston saw the entire North America pretty much get on Tyler Hero's jockstrap and just talk about how amazing it was to have such a young guy do so well. And I think they watched that all over and over and over again the night that they lost. It was like, that's definitely not going to be how the fuck we get eliminated. So Duncan Robinson was also off. And that was just more so similar to Game 3. It was just more like if they locked down defensively, they had the length, and they're consistent with it. They have the length to make things difficult for Miami. Miami's just so well at making that extra pass and hitting that last shot that they were able to do that along with play their defense. So this is definitely going to be, I feel like, one of the better games of the playoffs. Just off of the urgency. If you're Miami, the last thing you want to do is go to a Game 7. And if you're Boston, you literally have to win this game. So we're going to see who wants it more. I guess the cliche thing would be to say once they get on the court. But yeah,
how bad do you want it?
Right.
That's
if
always,
you're Boston, can you duplicate what you did game 3 and last game? And if you're Miami, can you do what you did those 3 games to get up to finish this series?
Who you got? Make a pick. Who's going?
If I'm making a pick, I had the Celtics doing the series, if I'm being honest. So Miami is definitely surprising me. So I'm going to say the Celtics push it to a game 7 just because they have the most talent. They have the veteran leadership. Miami is just more of a together team. They're well gelled. I think they have like-minded people in their locker room as well as they bought in more to what Spoelstra has to say.
Nah.
I feel like than what Brad Stevens says. I feel like Brad Stevens is able to draw something up for Boston to run and get a good shot, while Spoelstra has the ear of every player on that team.
Sammy, we're going to transfer to the NFL. Vikings lost 31-30.
Wow.
They blew it. But you know what makes this loss even better? What if I told you we had a voicemail, Sammy? What if I told you? What if I told you it was from the Tone? And I told him, you gotta leave me a voicemail, win or lose. So I don't know what he said. It's 23 seconds long.
Let's do it.
But here we go.
Hey, sports gurus. This is Tony in Tallahassee. Well, the Vikings just ripped my heart out again, losing by 1 at the end. But I'd really like to know, though, what does Sammy think of Monday night's game? Which quarterback would you rather have, Jackson or Mahomes? Thanks, guys.
Tony, I shouldn't have laughed in his face because I feel so bad. I honestly thought they were going to win this game, and he was going to be like, they're back. They ripped my heart. Do we want to play it again, Sam? Let's play that beginning one more time.
Why are you...
Hold on.
Hey, sports gurus. This is Tony in Tallahassee. Well, the Vikings just ripped my heart out again, losing by 1 at the end.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm sorry I laughed at that. I shouldn't have, and I apologize. But let's answer his question, Sammy. Who you got to pick one, Mahomes or your boy Lamar? I think that's a good question.
First of all, we're not just going to get off and not allow me to comment on what the Vikings have become. And don't bash one of our only true supporters. Like, what are you doing?
There's no bash.
You're the host. Like, come
it's
on.
Funny.
Man. You're a true savage.
It's funny.
But with that being said, yeah, I don't know what Kirk Cousins has going on. Focus on the positive tone, and all the Viking fans, you got a receiver in Jefferson. I don't know if you have a quarterback in Kirk Cousins. And Mike Zimmer, I don't know what he's doing with that defense, but you didn't waste a first-round pick. He looks like a stud. So
and he was
focus on that.
On my bench.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Yeah.
And Ryan Tannehill is one of the luckiest quartquarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. So that's who you lost to. Remember that. But to also answer your question, I gotta be true. I gotta be true to myself. I would rather have Lamar Jackson, obviously, because that's who we took. But with that being said, he seems like my type of quarterback. He seems like the next level of quarterback. Now, some people think that his accuracy down the field will not progress to a point to where it will never be to the level of a Mahomes. I believe the latter. I believe that he can mature and be one of the better passers in this league, as well as the most athletic. So even I guess from a scout base, Patrick Mahomes' arm is amazing, but I do feel like Lamar Jackson's ceiling is a little bit higher based off of what he can do running and his capability passing, which you really can't go wrong. But I'm definitely going with the Jack show.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong. Bears have now taken the lead over the Falcons. Sam.
Wow.
30-26.
Are they going to lose 2 games back-to-back at the end?
Bengals are in OT, have the ball. If they beat the Eagles, that'd be so sweet.
Okay, so, no, listen, I got 2 questions for you. Based on what you just said. If the Bears win, when do you fire Dan Quinn? Like next week, or do you wait the complimentary couple of weeks, I guess, to the middle of the season? Or what's the last game you just said? Oh yeah. Do you definitely bench Carson after this, right? If they lose, you got to bench him.
Who do you play? Who's his backup?
Oh, they got your boy. You're not a Jalen Hurts fan?
Oh, Jalen
Out of
Hurts.
Alabama?
You're gonna. Oh, come on. I mean, I
After
guess
you lose
I don't
to
know.
the Bengals?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened in that game. You know me. I'm not a big Carson Wentz guy anyway. Like, I never thought he was that special, but still, like, I think he's still better than Jalen Hurts. But no. So to answer your question, well, it's a home game, so I would have said he wouldn't have flown on the team, plane back. I mean, I think they're gonna do the classy thing because he's the guy who owns the team who looks like
Arthur Blank.
He looks like he works at the Hollywood the Hollywood Terror House or whatever it is in Disney. Tower of Terror. That's it. Everyone's really spooky and creepy. I think he'll do the thing. He'll say, we're gonna evaluate what happened, and then, we're gonna make a decision that's gonna be best for our football team. That just means, yes, we're gonna fire this guy. No, you have to fire him. Like, you have to fire him because a head has to roll. Heads have rolled under him already. Offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. He's the last one. So obviously, you know what? If it looks like a duck and smells like a duck, or what did T.O. say when he thought Garcia was gay?
I can't remember.
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Somebody said on the field, he's weird. No, that's my quarterback. He did say that. That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback. T.O., we miss you. But no, dude, Falcons lose. I mean,
that's the worst loss of the week. If the Falcons lose, that's actually worse than the Eagles losing to the Bengals, based off the situation.
Yeah,
like,
I hope
the Eagles were trashed last year.
I hope they do lose. That way, like, no one will give the Vikings shit for being 0-3. Shout out to Dalvin Cook. 181. Touchdown. 22 carries. Let the chef cook the food. Eagles have the ball again. Bears have the ball with the lead. Down 59. So this brings me into this. I feel like I'm the guy on Red Zone. What's his name? I said it, Mark something or other. Anyway, he's the guy on the Red Zone, and he does a great job. And I love the Red Zone. Like, it's so easy to watch. And he literally came in his pants, like. And I'm just gonna play the clip because that's the only other thing I can say about it. So, you ready, Sammy?
Let's go. I gotta hear what this guy had to say. He's a weirdo.
He is a weirdo. Hold on one second. Where did it go? This is it? No, I don't think this is it. Oh.
Let's take a look at the big picture. 8 games going on across the National Football League. 4 of them are into the fourth quarter. The others are coming to the end of the third. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the witching hour.
So get ready, like he's gonna get ready to go into something, Sammy. Like, we all see it on the screen. We all see there's like all these close games, and I think he like realizes in it like what he got himself into, but. As a sports guy, you're going to blow it. You're going to blow your load.
When wins become losses and losses become wins. We've got a one-possession game in Philadelphia, a one-possession game in Cleveland, a one-possession game in Pittsburgh, and a one-possession game in Minneapolis.
I'm going to stop it right. Like, he knew all these were coming out. He just couldn't wait to, like, sink his teeth into it. But, Sammy, I mean, it's sports pornography. Did you get off listening to that?
I mean, the witching hour, he makes it sound so erotic, and it's just a one-possession game here, one-possession game there.
Because you see it on the screen, and you see all these close games, and you're like, he's not going to do all 4, is he? And then he goes, one-possession game in here. I'm going to play one more time. Here we go.
Let's take a look at the big picture. 8 games going on across the National Football League. 4 of them are into the fourth quarter. The others are coming to the end of the third. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the witching hour. When wins become losses and losses become wins.
That's kind of how all games work.
In Philadelphia, a one-possession game in Cleveland, a one-possession game in Pittsburgh, and a one-possession game in Minneapolis. Half of the 8 games are within one score as the...
He lost it, but I was watching that. I was like, oh my god, like I was like, hell yeah, like I love the Red Zone. All right, Sammy, we got some games tonight. The current games right now we have still Bears won, so Falcons did lose. Bengals are still in OT versus the Eagles. That one could be a tie. Jets, Colts,
Wow.
Panthers, Chargers. Patriots won. Let's go, Cam. Bills ended
Rudy.
up winning. The Bills won,
Wow.
35. The Browns won. I was kind of pulling for Washington to beat the Browns. But 49ers won. Steelers came back. Texans were, I believe, were up 21-0 or 21-something. Steelers come back to win to go 3-0. Mama
Yeah, that was
mia.
a back and forth.
Bucks, Broncos, Lions, Cardinals, Cowboys, Seahawks, and then the game of the night, Packers, Saints, which I think will be fucking awesome.
Yeah, but don't sleep on that black-on-black matchup with Brother Dakota and young Russell Wilson. I think that's a pretty big game for the Cowboys after they beat what we know now is a garbage-ass Falcons team, barely. Let's see if they can make a statement game out here and put up, a show against a Seattle defense that really isn't that good. So we saw what Cam was able to do against them. So Dak should come in and have a similar performance and maybe even sneak out a win. But we'll see if Russ is still on that MVP 4-touchdown, 5-touchdown type feeling.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best. Cardinals, my Super Bowl dark horse against the Lions. I know Lions are hungry for a win, though. They won a game. But Packers, Saints, people are starting to say, is old Drew Brees losing his edge? Rodgers is playing with, not a chip on his shoulder, a whole wheel of cheese. It's Wisconsin thing on his shoulder, and he's killing everybody. I like the Packers, even though I don't like to say that. Even though they're my rive, they're not my root, but what can I do, Sammy?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. This is either going to be a legendary performance from Drew Brees without Michael Thomas to remind us why he's a Hall of Famer, or the Saints are going to run into that buzzsaw that is Aaron Rodgers, who I feel like with this primetime win is going to get that same type of MVP conversation that Russell Wilson got. So if I had to put some money down, I'd definitely be leaning towards the Packers because I just don't see the Saints defense, holding him down. But with that being said, let's not sleep on Drew Brees and him listening to everybody saying that he don't like black people and that he's an old ass quarterback now.
Yeah, that's a double whammy. So the big one tomorrow night, Chiefs Ravens. One will leave undefeated. One will get their first loss. You like that little tease, Sammy?
Yeah, I see you getting your red zone on,
That's
man.
why
You
we're the
need to
best
get your
in the
audition
business,
on. I like that.
Good game at Ravens. It looks like Baltimore's favored by 3.5. The over-under is 54. I don't know. These games to me always seem like when two powder kegs are about to play each other, there's like not enough light to blow them up, and it's always like a defensive game. But NFL has changed so much; it's so easy to put up 30 points, especially with these two teams. Even though you could have the best defense in the world, the rules are tailored to the offense. So I take the over, and you know what? I'm taking the Chiefs. Actually, I'm not. I'm taking the Ravens. The Chiefs have weaknesses to me. Like, I've seen their weaknesses. The Ravens really haven't given us a weakness yet to clamp onto. So that's my pick.
To go back to my man Tone's question, tomorrow night is going to prove everything that I was saying about Lamar Jackson. That's how we're going to win the game. The only way we win the game is that not only do we have a better quarterback as far as able to tailor our offense, but our defense is going to be able to key in on what Patrick Mahomes does well. I feel like even better than the Chargers. So if we get what the people came for, and like you're saying, that's a shootout, then we're paying Patrick Mahomes' game, and our defense let us down. Which, again, Patrick Mahomes is definitely capable of, but our defense is better than the Chargers. I'm just going to come out and say that, and by we, I mean the Baltimore Ravens. But the Chiefs have no answer for Lamar Jackson, similar to no one has had an answer for Lamar Jackson unless you have more than a touchdown lead, which is pretty much just playing a zone and allowing us to run the ball for a couple of yards. But with that being said, I don't see the Chiefs running it up on us, more so on the opposite. So I think our defense comes to play.
You're saying beat down.
Now, I'm not saying a beat down simply because Patrick Mahomes can put up 21 points in a quarter. So more so our defense shows on the primetime stage that we're the best, if not one of the best in the league, and that's how we win the game, or Patrick Mahomes gets us in a close shootout because they're not going to be able to stop our offense. I lean towards our defense showing up and the Ravens coming out. I'm not a score-giving type of motherfucker, so don't ever come to me for that. But I will tell you who I think I like in situations.
That's the show. Text or call. Dad, thank you. I love you. Thank you for texting. I didn't mean to laugh in your face. I don't know. I was expecting the Vikings to win. I didn't expect him to lose and get a
he's not laughing at you. He's laughing at the Vikings.
Laughing at the
I would
situation.
apologize for cursing, but I'd be forgetting about it. So I'm working on that tone, but appreciate you, man.
Text call show. Look how much fun we had with that. I promise I won't make fun of you if you call in this show. I promise that. We will respect your opinions. We'll see you at halftime Thursday against I believe it's the Broncos Jets. I mean, so there's no reason to not watch the show on Thursday.
Yeah,
you're gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's gonna be the most exciting thing.
You're gonna watch Broncos Jets. You're not gonna watch us.
You're not gonna do that.
Shit on it. But yeah.
Maybe we'll have a finals to talk about by then.
Maybe we will. Shit. Maybe we won't. But yeah, text call the show. We appreciate it. If you like the show, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Other than that, we'll see you on Thursday.
Peace. Not a crook.
Let's end it. Okay, that was actually a pretty smooth